Okay, everybody. Um, Everybody in my school making shout outs, videos, and I've been wanting to do one for the longest, but I can't remember right off the bat who I want to shout out because it's so many people I want to shout out. So I really made a list. See, this is the list right here. All those names. Yeah, and I'm about to read them. So my first shout out goes to Michelle. That's my right hand man. She always by my side. We always bugging out in the morning. Shout out to Palumi, my ex-wife. She's done. No more wife for Palumi. Shout out to Ali Mai. Shout out to my bestie Justin, who always harassing me. Shout out to Deborah. She ain't as crazy as I think. Shout out to Tatiana. Shout out to Chantel. Shout out to Florence. Shout out to Samantha. Big shout out to Samantha. Shout out to Kiana. Shout out to Misha. Shout out to Crystal. Shout out to Joseph, aka J. Cole. Shout out to Devin Mojica. Shout out to Jeremy Lee, the person that's always giving me hugs every day. Shout out to Atiba. Now, Atiba makes everybody day every day. He swear he could get light. Shout out to Mano. No comment on that. Shout out to Christian Philanut, aka Christian Fill My Dick, aka just Christian. Shout out to Stasia. Okay, you Stasia. She get that done. 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 Hey, Kate Stasia. Shout out to K Mel. Now, K Mel, he a funny nigga. You just gotta sit next to him in class and listen to what he's saying, cause he's a straight up funny nigga. Shout out to Tariq. He's a freshman. Um, I don't want to tell business on here, but yeah, he's a freshman. um, Shout out to Derek. Shout out to Akil, aka Mr. Cakey. Deja got some competition. She ain't the only one in Harvard with a wag. Shout out to Deshaun. He always bothering me in math class. Shout out to Renee, my partner in math class. Shout out to Zafia. She got the cake too. Yeah, I'm looking. No homo. I'm not gay though. I'm not gay. Shout out to Nayeli. She she crazy. Shout out to Ryan. He crazy too. Shout out to Stefan. He always wanna fight. Shout out to Yemi. Yemi is a freshman. He's Deborah's cousin, and he thinks he's the shit. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Shout out to Boston. The deal with Boston is that he's a racist. To me, everyone says, "Oh, Boston's a racist." I think he's a racist. He says he's not, just because. Oh, well, if you went to my school, you don't know why I called him racist. Shout out to Mike Jones. That's my man. Shout out to Mike Smith. That's my man. Shout out to Mike with the glasses. Shout out to Vanessa. I said Vanessa, not the. Shout out to Dondre. Dondre thinks he's so tough. You're not tough. Sit down. Shout out to Dark Kim. He also thinks he's tough. I gotta do this for the next shout out. Shout out to Mama Deep Throat. Shout out to Mama Do. um, Shout out to Brandon, aka Stacks. Shout out to Orange Man, aka Narendra. Shout out to Greg. Shout out to Marco, he's a freshman. Shout out to Casper, he's a funny nigga too. Shout out to DaCosta. Shout out to Lesbo, aka Leslie. Shout out to Joe Blow, aka Jerry Bear, aka Jerry. Shout out to VC, aka Vincent. Now everybody know this nigga Vincent gets hyped when niggas start to clap it up. So when you see him, just clap it up and watch him get hyped. Shout out to Daquan, that nigga brawling. Shout out to Brittany. Shout out to Caesar. Shout out to Makita. That's Florence's little sister. She's a freshman. Shout out to Rocio. She cool. Shout out to Areli Ramos. She be molesting me in the girls' bathroom on the ferry. Don't tell nobody. And shout out to Shanice. And this last shout out, I wasn't cool with her at first, but it turns out that she cool anyway. Shout out to Zamira. And happy birthday, because I made it on your birthday. So shout out to Zamira. Happy birthday, Zamira.